We are in the kitchen with Executive Chef Pete Stein from Catch 31 and Salacia this morning. Hello to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're making some wonderful crab cakes. We've got lots of ingredients for this dish.
Absolutely. Starting at the top, we have mayonnaise, Old Bay, chopped parsley, green onions, white wine, honey, mustard seed, a little bit of a binder like a cracker meal is what we use.
Cracker meal.
Cracker meal. Brown sugar, mustard, two different kinds of mustard that we're going to put into our sauce, tomatoes for another sauce. So we'll get started here.
And then, of course, you've got the crabs.
Absolutely.
there.
And we have three different kinds of crab meat here. We have a jumbo lump crab, which is a very big crab meat to begin with. We have a super colossal lump, which is humongous. It's 2 times the size of that. And then lump crab meat. So
fantastic. Now,
incorporate all of them in there.
All of these ingredients, not necessarily all for the crab cake. You've got some great sauces you're going to show us how to make.
Absolutely. And that's where we're going to get started. Yeah, let's get started. We'll
Okay,
get some heat going here.
So we're going to put the actual crab cakes together in our next segment because we need to get these sauces going.
Just so they can cook and reduce a little bit. We're going to start with our tomato jam, starting with some grilled roasted tomatoes. Put them right in here.
Grilled roasted tomatoes. So of course you did that yourself.
Absolutely. It is okay to use the cans if you're feeling a little not so ambitious.
That's okay.
So we're going to add our brown sugar.
Brown sugar. And this, where will this go in the dish?
This is going to be actually underneath. It'll be the base.
All right.
So traditionally, crab and tomato go very well together. The sweetness of the crab, the sweetness of the dish, it works very well.
I can completely see that.
Absolutely. This is apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Do you want me to stir for you, Pete?
Sure.
Let's see. And this is on what type of heat?
This is going to be over a medium heat where we bring it to a simmer and give it the opportunity to reduce. We're going to add some honey.
So there'll be some sweetness in there with the tartness of the tomato.
And the vinegar. A little bit of mustard seed.
Mustard seed. You know, I have this in my pantry and I never know what to do with it.
It's tough spice to use, but it's definitely interesting in the dishes. We're going to make a mustard butter too, so it adds to the flavor of that as well.
Oh, very, very good.
And then in a small pan, we're going to start reducing some white wine.
Wow. And this is for what?
This is going to be for our butter. This is going to be the base of our
mustard butter.
For the mustard butter, absolutely.
So this one will continue to simmer.
Sure.
And then what did you put in that dish?
This is white wine in here. And then we're going to finish that with whole grain mustard and Dijon mustard. Just to the mustard, the crab, the tomatoes, they all work very well together.
All right, so all of these we're going to put in here. How can I help you with that?
Well, we're going to add a little bit more cream in here.
Okay.
And we're going to let this reduce probably about by half. It's about 1 cup of cream.
And you want it to boil, actually, the wine and the...
Yeah, to simmer. And what it will do is because of the richness of the cream, it'll allow it to thicken up a little bit, and then we'll add the butter to enrich it just a little bit more, so it'll be very good.
Very good. Okay, so we'll do that coming up in the break, and then in the next segment, we're going to put together the actual crab cakes.
Yes.
All right, this is great. All right, Pete, thanks very much.
Sure.
Guys.
Glad to be.
Chef Pete Stein from Catch 31 in Salacia at the oceanfront. Very busy this morning in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen. We're making crab cakes with tomato jam and mustard butter. A lot has actually happened since the last time we checked in with you. So this is what our tomato jam looks like now. And if you'll remember, we added the tomatoes, roasted tomatoes,
the honey, the vinegar, and the brown sugar.
Reduced it, and you had a great tip to what to look for. You wanted it to simmer.
You want it to simmer so that as it's simmering, you can watch, as you look in here into the cream, you can see how the bubbles are getting a little bit bigger and thicker as it goes through, as it reduces a little bit. So you can tell right when it gets to where it needs to be.
Yeah, and at first it has little bubbles, and these bubbles are a little bit bigger.
Sure.
So we've reduced the mustard butter here, and you had just white wine and cream in there.
White wine and cream.
And you like how that looks?
Yep, this is great, ready to go. We're going to add the whole grain mustard.
Okay, this one right here?
That one? Well, we're going to add both of them, so either one.
Okay.
The whole grain first, and then, like 1 spoon.
1 spoon, right this?
Yep. Like and then the Dijon mustard.
Okay. 1 spoon too?
1 spoon also.
Just mix it right in?
Yep, just mix them right in, incorporate them right in it. And then we're going to turn off the heat once we have all this mixed in. And we're going to start adding our butter.
Oh, the butter, right.
Yeah, we hid that from John Cash, though. So.
I know John Cash came by the kitchen and wanted to borrow some butter. We're like, no, I'm sorry, we need that for the dish. So do you add all of that in there?
Well, we're going to add a little by little. So we're going to start with 2 pieces. You want to make sure that as you incorporate the butter in there, that you incorporate all the butter as it floats. So you can see You can see where it melted here. You want to incorporate all that in there and keep it moving, because if not, your sauce will break and it'll just kind of float on top.
Here, well, I'll do that while you finish up the tomato jam,
Very good.
because I know you had said that that was kind of nearing completion. And we want all of the butter to go in here?
All of this butter to go in there? Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
And to finish the tomato jam, all we're going to do is put some fresh parsley, add a little bit of color, and incorporate that right in there.
And it is delicious. I did get a chance to taste it. The mustard seeds really add something to it, too.
Yeah, adds a nice little crunch,
Yeah.
little pop to it.
All right, so we also then have to work on the main part of the dish, which would be the crab cakes. And you've already put the binder together in this bowl right here, mixing
Correct.
all these ingredients. What is in there?
Did a little mayonnaise, the zest of 1 lemon, Old Bay, parsley, chives, and that's about it. A little salt and pepper.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
Okay.
So
then you're just going to mix up the crab,
mix up the crab
with the binder.
absolutely. We started with some lump crab meat. We're going to add some of the jumbo lump. We want to get mostly jumbo in here. When we make our recipe, we do 2 to 1. So 2 pounds of jumbo to 1 pound of lump.
So more jumbo than anything else.
More jumbo than anything else.
What are your other tricks as you make these crab cakes?
Just to lightly mix everything. You want to try and keep the big lumps whole.
You don't necessarily want to mix, per se, right?
No, you want to fold and be light with it. And we're going to add just a little bit of cracker meal. That just helps them to stick together.
Okay. And so you're gonna be mixing while we talk. Is this a dish that's on the menu at Catch?
This is a dish that's on the menu at Catch. You can get it this way. We do it in an appetizer size and an entree size. So
very, very good. So these are real secrets to find out how you put these together in the kitchen. And you're going to mix those together, and then do you just put it here on the pan?
yeah, we're going to put them on the pan. I brought a couple molds with us so we can mold them to the right size.
All right.
And then we're going to lightly flour them and put them right there in the skillet.
And just bake them? Or
We're going to
put
cook them on the
oven?
range.
Okay. Right here. All right, well, we're going to do that, and this is a great opportunity to go online and check us out at the Kitchen Chemist live at thehamptonroadshow.com. We'll be back in the next segment, play it up, show you what we've done here in the kitchen. Guys? We are back in the kitchen with Executive Chef Pete Stein from Catch 31 in Salacia over at the oceanfront, making crab cakes with tomato jam and mustard butter. You've been a busy guy, let me tell you. First, I'm holding this piece of PVC pipe up because this is what you use to make the actual crab cakes.
Sure, that's what we use to portion it.
You cut it up.
You cut it up. What I did was I measured how much crab would fit in there. We can have exactly the right portion for
Love it.
cut it that size. So
And you just put it there on a skillet and
just
browned
saute
it?
them. Yeah, a little bit of olive oil and just to keep it a little healthy since we got the butter. But yeah, portion them out and then
yeah, that was quite a lot
saute
of
them.
butter. Just a heads up.
Shh, don't tell everybody.
All right, so you put a little bit of tomato jam here on a plate, and that's part of your presentation.
Correct.
So, and then I stopped you because I wanted to see what else
All
we were
right,
going to do
very
with
good.
it.
Put a couple of lemons on there as well. We're going to finish this out with some more tomato jam.
And by the way, I should tell the ladies that we're eating family style. Pete says we have to share.
Well, we don't have to. I'll fix it the other way too for you guys.
That's all right.
But and then we're going to put the crab cakes down the side. We'll bring a couple with us.
Very good. Now, this is a dish that you make at Catch 31, and you were telling me about Salacia, which is a steakhouse which you have to go through Catch to get to over in the same location.
Correct. It's like our fine dining restaurant inside the hotel.
I'm having you talk too much.
Yeah,
Is that right?
It's all right. We'll clean it up. We'll clean it up.
Okay.
But it's through the dining room. It's our fine dining. It's a steakhouse. We do a lot of different nice things there. We do a lot of fish, Kobe steaks. So it's a very, very nice place. Very quaint, quiet. If you wanted to come out and have a nice dinner with your family or with a special person, date.
So you're putting the mustard butter on top.
Mustard butter right on top.
Very nice. And I guess a lot of folks, well, not some folks may be complaining about the pollen and the warmer weather, but I bet that's great for business.
It's awesome for business. We had a great Easter, and we're looking forward to a great Mother's Day. We're doing our brunch in Catch. We'll do a brunch in the ballroom as well. So anybody who wants to make a reservations, call now.
It might not be a bad idea to think ahead, actually.
Sure. It'll be definitely going to be a very busy season for us the way
I
it's
bet.
going right now.
I
We're
bet.
going to garnish with a little parsley.
And that's it, isn't it?
That's it. A little bit of green onion, and that's all.
All right, this is, and call it again, what you call this dish?
This is crab cakes with mustard butter and tomato jam.
All right, fantastic.
Sure.
Chef Pete Stein, thanks very much.
I
We're going to
appreciate it.
try this in a minute with the ladies. In the meantime, I'm going to send it over to Kelly.